Buzz Burrell with Ultimate Direction here with Adam Campbell in from Canmore, Alberta. Welcome, Adam.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. It's great to be back in Boulder.
Well, good to see you, and you look really good. You're super fit, super healthy.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, things are going quite well at the moment for sure. Yeah.
In spite of almost dying in August of 2016.
Yeah, no, it was a really wild time for me for sure. It was it changed my life quite dramatically for sure.
Well, how did it change? I mean, you were banged up. You were just wrecked, and yet you came back. You do look really good.
Yeah.
I guess you did get married. That's a big change.
Yeah, that definitely helped for sure. Yeah. No, that was, it's amazing actually. Speaking of getting married, so I had this really big, life-changing incident where I fell about 200 feet off the side.
200 feet.
Yeah, and broke my back and my hip and my ankle, and was really, really fortunate to survive the accident.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's amazing because you end up having all these peripheral benefits that came from this really, really horrible thing that happened to me. And one of it was my relationship with Laura brought us together in a really, really strong way. It strengthened my bond with my family in a lot of ways as well. And just gave me this whole new appreciation for movement and being alive essentially. And it's been really powerful to try to carry that through and to try to remember the lessons I've learned from that as well, especially as move a little bit farther away from it. I think it's easy to
take things for granted.
Exactly, get back into your routines and things.
You're not taking things for granted now.
No, absolutely not. No, not that I necessarily took things for granted before, but the appreciation for the things I was doing and able to do were different, and my reasons for doing things had changed as well quite a lot.
Well, 2 years before that, you almost got hit by lightning or struck by ground current at Hardrock, fried the battery in your headlamp.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy that the thing that that being struck by lightning is no longer the most notable thing that happened to me in the mountains. It's kind of sad, but to be fair, it wasn't a direct hit. As you say, it was a ground strike. We were on the top of Handy's Peak, which is a high point in Hardrock, so we were over 14,000 feet there. And lightning strike hit the ground beside us, went through the ground, then up through us, and blew up my headlamp. And we ended up running quite fast to try to get off the peak at that time.
You finished third.
Ended up finishing third. Yeah, as I said, I think adrenaline really kicked in and we started to really roll.
So this is not advice. Kids, don't try this at home. Getting struck by lightning is not to be recommending, or 200-foot falls. Let's try to avoid that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
No, most of my friends' wives and moms won't let them play with me anymore, but no.
But we're not sitting too close.
No, that's right. Okay, yeah, definitely stay away from me now. I got a lot more metal on my body as well, so yeah. No, I mean, it's, what we do does have an element of risk to it. I certainly do not advise being on the top of any one of the high peaks at dusk or in the evening. It's just not a good idea. Mm-hmm. Race situations are a little bit strange.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can get the alpine start on your own and get off and get down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in a race, you're on their timetable.
Yeah, to a certain degree. And I mean, in retrospect, there's things I probably could have done differently in that situation as well with the accident. And it's interesting to think back on some of the things you could have, the way you can approach it. You can, there's always going to be an element of risk when you go out into this type of terrain, when you're up in the big mountains trying to move fast. Mm-hmm. But you can mitigate a lot as well. Yeah. But you have accepted a certain level of risk by trying to move fast in the mountains.
Indeed, you have.
Yeah.
And of course, you can mitigate some risk by not going with you.
Yeah, that's right.
So what do you have next? What's coming next for you? Glad you're laughing.
Yeah, no. You kind of have to, right? So what's next? So I would actually love to go back and do that horseshoe traverse again.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's and it's not to go conquer this route or anything like that. It'll actually be a really emotional experience to go back there, but it's just a really beautiful natural line. Mm-hmm. When we were trying to go fast. So prior to going out and doing this traverse, the fastest time we'd seen was about 3.5 days.
You were going to cut that by...
Exactly. We were trying to do it in a day, essentially. But it'd be nice to go back and do it a little bit slower and maybe protect some of the things that we weren't protecting. And,
right.
And just to go back and experience that incredible terrain. And if I could go back with Nick and Dakota, that'd be even more special for sure.
Just relax and have a good time on it.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm sure that, just based off our efficiency, we'd still probably move fairly quickly through it.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be neat to go back to that area. And then
Now here you've been testing an ultimate direction pack
We have for sure.
that might work well for this project.
No, absolutely. So it's the SCRAM and the SCRAM backpack, and it's designed exactly for this type of a day.
Wow. SCRAM.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason why it'd be good is for a route like that, we'd probably bring about 30 meters or maybe 2 30-meter lightweight ropes to wrap.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. A little bit of protection just because you have to build any kind of any anchors we have to do. There is some glacier crossing, so we'd probably have an ice axe. Maybe not an ice axe, but we'd definitely have crampons with us and helmets, and because we'd be going over a day or two, we'd have to bring a little bit of food and maybe even like a little sleeping system.
So this would work well for that.
This would be perfect for that. This is a great pack. And I was actually testing throughout the winter. I was using quite a lot with some of the schema we were doing in the Canadian Rockies. And a lot of the routes we do go on glacier. So you do actually have to have some glacier kit with you. And was able to handle this for some of my really quite big days out there.
Well, this is coming out in spring of 2019. I'm envious because I haven't got a chance to test one of these yet. But you're liking it.
Yeah, I loved it. I was actually sad I was given a prototype and I had to give it back, and I definitely delayed shipping it off. No, for me, it's the perfect pack for those sort of single day, really big objectives. Yeah, I think it's a perfect pack for that.
And SCRAM stands for scrambling, climbing, running, and more.
Oh, that's awesome! It's the base jumping equivalent of backpack.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, welcome to the UD team. It's so good to see you. And I was going to say, hope we do something together sometime, but not.
Yeah, no. Well, no, actually, so that's one of the big things about it is, getting a little bit more alpine mentorship and mountain mentorship from people who are really experienced. Where I live in Campbell, we've got access to some incredible mountain mentors, and so I'd love to learn from you.
Well, I'll teach you how not to get hit by lightning.
Yeah, please, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thanks again. Right on.